Begin tonight with 43-year-old Eric Sumner, who faced a judge for the first time today, days after officials say he shot and killed his girlfriend and Gwinnett County Master Deputy Tamara Bartlett. Good evening. Thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Courtney Bryant.
Hello and welcome. I'm Tom Haynes. Just moments after today's appearance, Fox 5 spoke exclusively with friends of the victim who say that they're in disbelief about what happened. Fox 5's Tyler Finger joins us now live here on the set with details. Tyler?
Yeah, Tom, Courtney, good evening to you. This deadly shooting has shocked friends of Gwinnett County Master Deputy Tamara Bartlett. Today, two of her friends were in the courtroom as her accused killer, who is her boyfriend, faced a judge for the first time.
All right, good morning.
A convicted felon back in familiar territory, a courtroom, this time his girlfriend, a Gwinnett County deputy.
Mr. Sumner, you're here this morning for a first appearance hearing in the Magistrate Court of Forsyth County.
43-year-old Eric Sumner was in court Tuesday, 3 days after Forsyth County deputies say a domestic dispute turned deadly at a townhome off McGinnis Ferry Road. The victim, longtime Gwinnett County Master Deputy Tamara Bartlett. Her teen son was also shot multiple times but survived thanks to a neighbor.
It's just hard to believe, man. I just never thought that he would do something like this. And I mean, it's sad. I feel for the family.
Marcus Carter and Lena Somerset were friends with the victim and know the suspect. They were the only ones in court Tuesday morning as Sumner made his first appearance. Both are in disbelief this happened and say Bartlett was an amazing mom, no nonsense, and was a light.
Would give anything to help someone, and I believe that's why this unfortunately happened. She was just a giving person, very loving person.
Fox 5 reported exclusively Monday court records show Sumner and Bartlett had been in an on-again, off-again relationship for several years. In a filing, she claimed he acted aggressively toward her and her son. In April, she filed for a temporary protective order, but asked the judge to dismiss it a month later.
She really cared for him, loved him, very supportive, and it's interesting, even when family would talk to her about certain situations or things in the relationship, she was very much supportive of him and her relationship with him.
The magistrate judge could not set bond today because of the murder charge, which means Sumner will have to wait for a different judge to take up the issue. One of the big questions we are waiting to get answered is how he obtained a gun, because he was a convicted felon and shouldn't have had one.
It was interesting listening to him in that appearance. He was kind of mumbling a little bit, saying that he was scratched up, the showers were cold, a little bit all over the place in that court appearance.
Well, yeah, he was referencing how he was taken into custody in Monroe County, which was a short police chase on Sunday, or late Saturday, Sunday. And I think that's where he was referencing the fact about Monroe, because she was talking about, the judge was talking about how he possibly needs to go back to Monroe County because he has a hold out of there. The interesting part, though, he started speaking, maybe spoke for, 5-6 seconds, and then his attorney said, sir, please be quiet.
Stop speaking.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's a #1 rule from your lawyer is just let me do the talking.
Remain silent.
Yeah, good advice.
All right, Tyler, thanks.
Thanks, Tyler.
Well, developing now into Cobb County, police are investigating the discovery of a body that was found in water. Police say last night a concerned loved one directed crews to a body of water near Clifton Springs Road, where the person frequently went fishing. Search operations started Monday night and resumed this morning. The dive team recovered a body this morning. The investigation remains in progress.
Investigators will try to determine what started a fire that destroyed an Austell church.
Crews battled the flames for hours overnight. Fox 5's Kim Leffler joins us from the scene with a look at what's left there. Kim, what are you finding out about the investigation right now?
Well, right now, fire officials are still working to determine the cause of this fire and have not yet said if it's considered suspicious. But you can see the damage left behind here at Prayer City Eagles Chapel International Ministries off of Joe Jerkins Boulevard. Luckily, we're told there were no injuries here. The pastor says he's determined to rebuild. From the air, you can see the extent of the damage at Prayer City Eagles Chapel International Ministries in Austell. Much of the roof reduced to rubble as the fire tore through.
It's a pain in the heart that on Sunday I will not come to my usual place and worship.
Parishioners and church leaders are in disbelief seeing what remains with their own eyes. The church has been at this location for 11 years with around 600 members.
Our heart is broken at this point and we don't know what to do next, but I think God is in control and everything will come together.
It's just heartbreaking to see something like this happen to a congregation that meant so much to the community.
Firefighters got called to the church around 9 Monday night to find flames pouring from the building. Fire officials say the church sanctuary saw the most damage. Pastor Raphael Grant says the church just got rebuilt after burst pipes flooded the building 2 years ago.
Everything is brand new. Everything, the building, everything is brand new. And to hear this is to see this is very, very devastating.
State fire investigators were on scene for hours Tuesday afternoon, which city leaders say happens when there's a fire of this size. Despite the devastation, Pastor Grant says he's determined to move forward.
I believe that God is going to see us through. We are going to rebuild again, and I believe it is going to be better than before.
Again, investigators are still working to determine exactly what caused this fire, and as soon as we learn more, we'll be sure to bring that right to you. Live this evening in Austell, Kim Loeffler, Fox 5 News.
Devastating, but we know that congregation is going to pull together. Kim, thanks.
Well, take a look at your screen. Do you recognize this person? Officers say he's accused of trying to steal several items from the Target on Caroline Street earlier this month. Atlanta police say on September 11th, he tried to leave without paying. Security guards tried to stop him, take him back into the store and have him return the items, but the man ran off. If you know anything about this, reach out to Atlanta police.
Also new here tonight, Cobb County police arrested 4 people who are accused of shoplifting from Cumberland Mall and then leading police on a chase. Police say at about 5:30, mall security noticed a gray Chevy Tahoe connected to a previous shoplifting incident. Officers tried to stop the Tahoe, but it sped off, going 70 in a 35 and then driving on the wrong side of the road. Police eventually stopped the driver by doing a pit maneuver on Atlanta Road. Ralph Swinger, Joseph Ogletree, Derek Davis, and Eddie Jones all face multiple charges.
A Douglas County jury has convicted a repeat offender of a 2024 murder. The motive, according to prosecutors, is the killer didn't like that the victim walked into his home with shoes on.
Incredible. Fox 5's Kevin Stewart joins us live from Douglasville at the Douglas County Courthouse with this story. Kevin?
Yeah, I think it's fair to say that this one is something that's going to make you shake your head. The defendant said this was about self-defense. The jury obviously did not buy that. And these videos you're about to see probably explain it.
This is video jurors watch, doorbell video from April 2024, moments after Don Bondimitri shot and killed 26-year-old Tamarian Bivens, the boyfriend of his wife's daughter.
There had been previous disputes between the two. I in no way think that they were best friends.
Prosecutors say this murder unfolded in the breezeway of the Trevento apartments after a disagreement about rules, etiquette.
So the dispute started over the victim wearing shoes in the defendant's home. The defendant had a welcome mat outside of his apartment that said, "Take off your shoes," and the victim walked into the apartment and I guess didn't take his shoes off quick enough for the defendant.
Senior Assistant District Attorney Victoria Hicks talked to jurors after the verdict. This video,
and I just popped him, boom, and he fell,
resonated with the jury. Bondimitri claimed self-defense and returned to the scene a couple of days after the shooting.
He had a body cam on, investigators had a body cam on.
To reenact the clash.
Shows how he ran up behind the victim and shot him in the back of the head.
Bivens did not pull a weapon. It didn't take jurors 2 hours to return a guilty verdict for a man who just got out of prison in 2020 after serving 15 years for attempted premeditated murder in Miami, only to move to Georgia in 2021 and do this.
He had absolutely no remorse for what he was doing. He didn't seem scared for his life. He seemed like he was pissed off, and he finally shot the person that pissed him off.
And he was sentenced to jail, prison after that, life without the possibility of parole, plus 15 years. When live in Douglas County, Kevin Stewart, Fox 5 News.
Wow, you're right. Just leaves you shaking your head, Kevin. Thanks. From